Hey guys, how you doing? Please, just want to say thank you for clicking onto this video. Thanks for watching. I'm just want to ask everyone to subscribe and to please share this video. I just want to do a quick video. I just did an interview on Kenganda. I'm just replying to what George Macon II said. You know, this is no shade to Macon or anything like that. This is just based off the interview that he did. Okay, I like the guy. I've subscribed to his channel. He's doing amazing things in Philadelphia. However, the conversation he had on Kenganda made it sounded to me, it sounded like a defeatist mentality, and I'm gonna tell you why. And I've heard this among even some other African Americans that have this defeatist mentality, this alarming mentality, like Chicken Little, like everything in Africa is just bad. It's bad. Don't go there. We need to stop. This is what's happening. I'm going to give you a quick rundown of why that's not good. And this is what I'm going to start by saying. First of all, I'm going to give you just Africa in the 90s. Africa in the 90s was a really bad place. You know, the Soviet Union just became defunct. All the guns from there ended up in Africa. And this led to a lot of conflicts. And also on top of that, there was a few droughts. You know, I think America had to send a lot of corn to Africa because people use that to make, most African countries use it to make their main meals, like, you know, what you call ugali in Kenya, nshima in Zambia, zaza in Zimbabwe. All those things require corn. America had to send corn, and to send some of this corn, I think this is how they tricked Kenya into giving them a place where to put an American army. They got a place there where they put their army, I think in Mombasa, you know, because it was like a trade deal. Oh, we give you the corn, you give us this, right? So it was really a bad place. I think in the whole of Africa there was only like 300 phone lines. This is before the age of mobile phones. So why am I telling you this? I want to tell you the progress that Africa has made, you know, and this was done by Africans. So when it comes to mobile phones, a man called Mo Ibrahim, who is a Sudanese based in the UK, brought mobile phones to Africa. His company was called Celtel. He operated in different African countries. And eventually he sold the company. I think it's for something like $2 billion, right? The guy is a billionaire and he's doing amazing things in Africa at the moment, but he's based in the UK, okay? So when people saw the money was making, this is when other companies started coming in, right? The second one is a man called Strive Masiwa, right? This person fought for him to start his own telecommunication company. At that time, not just in Africa, but all over the world, telecommunication companies were government owned. What happened in Zimbabwe, and I want you to look this guy up, what happened in Zimbabwe sent shockwaves across the world. Today, most countries have private run mobile companies because of this guy, because of how he fought for it in Zimbabwe. He had to go to the constitution courts and do all sorts of things to get this done. Eventually, he ran out of Zimbabwe, but his company is still there. It's called Econet. You know, he got out of Zimbabwe because obviously, you know, he pissed off the boss by the name of Mugabe. So he got out. This man has never stepped in Zimbabwe for the past 20 years, but the company is still running. It's called Econet, and they pay the most tax in the whole of Zimbabwe. He didn't become a defeatist. He fought. And again, he started another thing. He decided to put fiber optics from Cape Town to Cairo. When he told people this, people got mad. People thought, we're not going to. This is what the defeatist mentality is, and this is why this is dangerous. People said, no, we're not going to be able to do it. So he realized how people were. So he said, no, I'm just doing it from Cape Town to Harare in Zimbabwe. And then when he got to Cape Town, he goes, I'm just doing it to Lusaka in Zambia. And then when he got there, he said, I'm just doing it to Rwanda, Kigali. And like that, eventually he got it to Cairo. And now it's in Lagos, it's in Lubumbashi. So, you know, so he didn't have a defeatist mentality. They did it. You know, Fred Swanica, who's building African leadership universities, he's even have an academy, started with an academy in South Africa, same thing. He went through that, but eventually they did it. You know, today Africa has its own university, which is designed in such a way that only things that are facing Africa are dealt with at these universities. You know, so we are heading somewhere. Come today, if you go to most African countries, you know, we know how to deal with droughts in most African countries. Because when we experienced those droughts in the 90s, we found our own organization called AGRA. We started producing better seeds for our people to grow food. You know, and people like Strive Masiwa, again, the guy billionaire from Zimbabwe, he's put his time in this. Kofi Annan were some of the people that did this. You know, Strive now lives in the UK. This is where I laugh when some of these, especially African Americans, laugh at Africans who are living abroad instead of living in Africa. You know, you have to be an international person. You have to be an international person. I gotta tell you what, right now, I'm in Perth, Western Australia. The richest man here, his name is Twiggy. But his name is Andrew Forrest, we call him Twiggy. You know, Australia is a good place, but guess what? This man has moved to England. You know what? Because that is into mining. Mining and all the trades and the stocks and whatever, everything gets done in the UK. So he moved there to be in the middle of things. So he knows what's coming next and what to invest in. There's nothing wrong with being international. Because I talked to a guy that has built about 20,000 homes in Ghana. He's in the UK, but he's built 20,000 homes in Ghana. So this idea that, oh, if you're not in Africa, then you're doing nothing. It's that people, African Americans who are thinking like that has to stop. It's meaningless. I think it's actually stupid. You know, when you talk of China taking over Africa, that's not true. China is not taking over Africa. The Chinese are doing what the Chinese have to do to survive. It's up to us, the Africans, to get smart and take advantage of this. It's actually good to have two superpowers in the world. We don't have to be to play allegiance to either of them. Let's be independent and play them, like in Queen Nzinga and the Portuguese, with the Portuguese and the Dutch. That's what we need to do. We can't have a defeatist man. We're not going to go anywhere. You know, we've moved from the 90s when people were injecting us with AIDS and there was starvation. We moved that. No kids are starving right now. You know, the governments are putting in all these efforts to help people. Okay? Most of the government policies in Africa are now like no kids left behind, and they are trying to do their best. Can they do a better job? Of course they can. Are they doing the best? No, but they're doing something towards us achieving that goal. You know, Africa is a place, is now and the future. You know, this is where the money is going to come from. And to prove it, look at where's VW. They're opening up factories in Ghana and in Nigeria. Toyota, Nissan, they're doing the same thing because they know what's happening. You know, so don't let these people with defeatist minds trying to brainwash you into believing everything is so bad. Everything in the world is relative to something. If you are sitting right now and I told you that you are moving, it's not going to make sense. You're going to argue with me, right? But when I tell you you are moving relative to the sun, then you're going to get it. So we have to compare Africa a few years back and China also, if you want to compare the two countries. And some people say, oh, China has a backing of the military. The military, it's not, and that shouldn't stop you from wanting to invest in Africa. All we need to do is get organized. That's it. The only thing that's missing in our community is organization. Africa is ours. If it's these days, China is buying now more oil from Russia. You know, they're not even dealing much in Africa. If anything, they're holding back their investments. So everything is there for the taking. And I'm going to tell you things that have happened where you know that China has not been backed by the army. There was a couple of Chinese people that were killed in Zambia by their workers because they didn't pay them. Did you see the Chinese government going there and shooting everyone up? So you killed our people? No. There's a mining company in Sierra Leone that had their license revoked. and they had to go through the channels in Sierra Leone. The Chinese government didn't come there to shoot everyone up. No. What is happening is this. Like in the eastern of Sierra Leone, they opened up an iron ore mining there. Sierra Leone became the sixth largest supply of iron ore to China, which in itself, it put about $3 billion into the coffers of the government. It's great. But this is what happens. China is buying that iron ore from these guys. What's Sierra Leone buying from China? Nothing. So what China does, and then they say, you know what? Because we are doing this, why don't we build you an airport? And up to you have every way to talk about it and ask and negotiate the price of that airport. You have every right to do that. They're not forcing, they're not, shoving it under your throat. Up to today, the biggest investors in Africa, it's actually European countries, the Netherlands, France and the Netherlands. It's not even the US. The US is now trying to come in. So don't let people with a defeatist mind scare you about, oh, there's Chinese in South Africa. Oh, Chinese have been in South Africa since the 40s, since the 1940s. That's why it's called the Rainbow Nation. Indians went there as slaves and they're there. So don't let these people freak you out. Some people are just defeated. All they see is bad, bad, bad. African governments are doing stuff for their people. Well, the American government is not doing anything for its people. You have to have I heard a woman complaining to Congress about how she's educated, but she still has to have about 2 jobs for her to survive. Like I said, everything is relative to something. People talk about tribalism. Tribalism is everywhere. There's a place called the United Kingdom. Try to call a Welsh an Englishman, they'll punch you in the face. Okay? In India right now, Punjabi people, which is a tribe in India, are demonstrating against the government because they think they're being ill-treated. What's that? Tribalism. Tribalism is everywhere. What happens during election times in America? Tribalism, Democrats and Republicans. You guys even want to kill each other. So let's not just look at all the bad things in Africa. Yeah, there's bad things happening, but also there's progress. We've come a long way. Today, most people in Africa have 2 phones. That's progress in itself. High-speed internet is going in. High-speed trains are going in. That's progress. Don't let anyone scare you. Don't let anyone tell you we shouldn't be scared of China. Let's go there, and Chinese are everywhere. In Australia, in Western Australia, 75% of businesses are owned by Asians. They even bought a port here. But guess what? Even a black man by the name of Adebayo Ogulesi, who's I think Ghanaian, I think. He does business. He's even bought a port. His company, they've bought a port in Melbourne. The port of Melbourne is run by his company. So this is happening all over the world. The world has become small. So we need to work together. What we have to do is just to be aware. We train our leaders to say, you know what? Try to get the best deal for your people. That's it. We need money. The only reason countries like South Korea have developed is because when America was giving them like $50 billion of investment, whereas Africa would receive $800 million. Which country do you think is going to develop? You need money to make money. And that's why those countries developed. And America was doing that. It's a treacherous move. But the South Koreans took advantage of it because you need money. They'll do that to transfer the inflation over there. Okay? I just wanna say this to clarify something, but we need to leave this defeatist mindset. We need to come together as black people and focus on connecting economically. Marcus Garvey didn't say we're gonna move everyone to Africa. That was the media. What Marcus Garvey said, we're gonna connect every black person to Africa. So let's connect it. One thing slavery has done, slavery was bad. Really, really bad. The worst thing to have ever happened to human beings, right? But one thing it's done for black people, it's given us land across the world. And we need to get that land and get connected. Okay, let's not worry about, what's going to happen tomorrow and this stuff. We are indigenous Americans. No, let's just put black and focus and bring our money together and focus on developing. And don't ever listen to defeatist minds. I just want to say thank you for watching this video. And please press that like button. Thank you. Bye.